Good morning, this is TVP World. You're watching World News. I'm your host Benjamin Lee, and these are the latest headlines. Russia has launched a large-scale attack on western Ukraine, with missiles and drones striking the Lviv region. The assault prompted Poland to scramble fighter jets early Sunday to protect its airspace. Reuters report that air raid alerts were in effect across Ukraine for several hours overnight, with the heaviest warnings in the Lviv region near the Polish border. Late Saturday, strikes on the southeastern Zaporizhzhia front line left one person dead and 9 injured, according to the regional governor. More than 73,000 people in the region were reported to be without power. Lviv resident Piotr Kaszuwara, the president of the UA Future Foundation, told TVP World that the city suffered 4 hours of constant attack in the early hours of Sunday.
We spent whole night in the basement, in the corridors, hiding because the attack was really strong. It was the strongest attack on Lviv since 2022. We have never seen that strong attack on Lviv since the beginning of the Russian invasion. We know about at least 25 strikes in the city. We know about 700 drones targeting multiple targets all over Ukraine, and also one of the most dangerous Russian rockets attacked Lviv. They call them kinjals, but you can translate it to English as dagger. It's hypersonic rocket, very fast and very difficult to hit down, unfortunately. And we have heard multiple explosions this night, and we are waiting for more information. For now, we don't know anything about killed or wounded people, but as I said before, the alert just finished 4 minutes ago.
A total of 6 parties will share the 200 seats in the Czech parliament. Now, these are the official results of the elections after the Czech Statistical Office has completed processing the votes. Pursuant to the results, the billionaire populist politician Andrej Babiš is on course to become the new prime minister. Babiš's ANO party has won 80 of the 200 seats in the lower house. The party of the outgoing Prime Minister Petr Fiala has won 52 seats, whereas Stan, Pirati, SPD, and the Motorists follow with 22, 18, 15, and 13 seats respectively. The Czech Statistical Office received the data from the last district on Sunday at 1:42 a.m. On Monday morning, the results will be discussed by the State Election Commission, and following their approval, published on the collection of laws, voter turnout was 68.95%. The winner of the Czech Republic's general election, Andrej Babiš, says Prague will continue to back Ukraine through the European Union. At the same time, he said he plans to end a Czech initiative that has supplied millions of shells to Ukraine, claiming it involved profiteering and that military aid should be coordinated by NATO. Babiš also said the war must end before talks on Ukraine's EU or NATO membership can move forward.
I met Mr. Zelensky 3 times, even in November 2019, and I support him after the annexation of Crimea. So we are helping Ukraine through EU. EU is helping Ukraine, and it is within the European budget, next budget, and we are paying a lot of money to European budget, and this is the way how we will continue to help. If we don't have money here for Czech citizens, for medicaments and for basic social needs, and of course we have to take care about Czech citizens first.
What about missiles initiative for Ukraine that Czech founded?
Do you think the private person which made 1 billion euros profit depends at Ukraine, it's fair? No, it's not fair. It's not fair. It should be transparent, and if there is a war, nobody should make money because of the war. It should be organized by NATO.
Will you support the Ukraine's accession to the EU? To the EU and NATO?
But you are not prepared for EU. We have to end the war first, And we will, of course, we can cooperate with Ukraine, but we are not ready for EU. The states or countries from West Balkan, they are waiting already 20, 25 years, and they are prepared to enter, but they are not prepared.
Petr Fiala, the outgoing Czech Prime Minister and leader of the Spolu coalition, congratulated Andrej Babiš's ANO movement on his election victory. He added that while he respects the results, he intends to continue opposing populism.
I have met an enormous number of people who have expressed concerns about what might happen if populists and nationalist extremists were to win in this country. Unfortunately, that is what has happened. These political forces now have a majority. In the coming months and years, we must do everything we can to offer hope to those who don't want populists and extremists ruling our country and provide them with a realistic path to victory over these political forces.
Authorities in Lithuania reopened Vilnius airport early on Sunday after it was closed for several hours due to reports of balloons possibly entering its airspace. The closure disrupted several overnight flights, with most arrivals diverted to Latvia and Poland and departures cancelled. Public broadcasters LRT quoted the head of Lithuania's National Crisis Management, saying that the 13 balloons were detected heading towards the airport. In recent weeks, European air traffic has faced repeated disruptions caused by drones and airspace incursions, including incidents at airports in Copenhagen and Munich. In August, Lithuania established a 90-kilometer no-fly zone along its border with Belarus after drones crossed into its territory. Polls have closed in Georgia's local elections, with the ruling Georgian Dream Party winning about 76% of the vote. The election saw a low turnout amid a widespread boycott, and tens of thousands of people took to the streets. Six people were injured in a shooting in the Swedish city of Lviv. Police have launched an attempted murder investigation and interviewed a 14-year-old boy who is suspect in the case.
The wounded individuals were taken to the hospital and their conditions were initially unclear. The 6 people injured in the incident are young adults. Some of them are under 18 years old. According to the latest information, none of the injured are in life-threatening condition. 4 remain hospitalized, while 2 have been discharged and allowed to go home.
Norway is stepping up efforts to secure NATO's eastern flank. Following the defense minister's decision, Norwegian pilots deployed to Poland will be authorized to shoot down any object violating Polish airspace. The move comes as Norway begins deploying a squadron of F-35 fighter jets to Poland.
According to the Norwegian Deputy Defense Minister, his country's aircraft will be capable of intercepting objects violating Polish airspace. He added that the commander of NATO allied forces in Europe will decide on a case-by-case basis whether to intervene.
Our mission in Poland will primarily be to defend NATO territory against airborne threats. We will be ready to intercept objects violating Polish airspace.
Last month, Poland's airspace was violated with some 20 Russian drones, some of which were downed with the help of allied countries' aircraft. The latest deployment of Norwegian F-35 fighter jets to Poland is the second such mission this year. For TVP World, Randy Potts.
French President Emmanuel Macron has given Prime Minister Sébastien Lecornu until Sunday evening to form a new government, with the lineup expected by Monday morning, according to French media reports citing the presidential circle. Macron earlier promised the cabinet would be ready before Parliament resumed on October 6th, but the Republicans have set conditions, linking their participation to immigration policy. Their leader, Bruno Ratiolu, said to have met the Prime Minister on Saturday evening. On Tuesday, Macron is expected to present his general policy declaration in Parliament, the first chance for the opposition to file a no-confidence motion, which the far-left France Unbowed has already announced that it will do. The prospects for an end to the conflict in Gaza appears to be improving. Hamas has responded positively to Donald Trump's peace proposal and hopes to begin talks on the details. Despite progress towards a ceasefire, Israel continued its military operations in Gaza.
Though it doesn't look like it for now, a peace deal might be in the offing following a proposal from Donald Trump earlier this week.
I hope that we're going to have a deal for peace. And if Hamas rejects the deal, which is always possible, they're the only one left.
Hamas responded to the proposal, agreeing to the most important point.
To achieve a ceasefire and a full withdrawal from the Strip, the movement announces its approval to release all occupation prisoners, both living and deceased.
It prompted Trump to call on Israel to cease its war operations in Gaza.
Israel must immediately stop the bombing of Gaza so that we can get the hostages out safely and quickly.
Though Israel didn't follow Trump's instruction to stop the bombardment of Gaza, Tel Aviv said it's ready to release all hostages. But people across the world continue to protest, saying Trump is showing favoritism towards Israel.
It appears to be a peace plan on the surface, but when examined closely, one can clearly see Trump's bias toward Israel. This peace agreement seems to reflect the agenda of Israel and Netanyahu's dangerous ambitions.
And they're also protesting against the Israeli army's recent interception of Gaza-bound flotilla carrying humanitarian aid for the war-stricken.
We condemn Israel's attack on the Global Solidarity Flotilla, which was carrying food and medicine for Palestine.
The activists on board the ships were arrested. Some of them refused to be deported and are being held in prison waiting for a trial. 4 of them are Polish nationals, including a ruling coalition MP, Franciszek Sterczewski. After the flotilla with activists was seized by Israeli forces, a new flotilla with medical workers is now headed for Gaza. For TVP World, I'm Piotr Miszczuk.
A Polish activist detained aboard a Gaza-bound Global Summit flotilla ship has begun a hunger strike while in Israel custody after refusing voluntary deportation. The Financial Times reports that the European Union is preparing to unveil a new plan to promote homegrown artificial intelligence platforms that can compete against the US and China. The European Commission's new Apply AI strategy will promote European-made artificial intelligence tools to improve AI usage in sectors including healthcare, defense, and manufacturing. There are concerns that the EU could significantly fall behind America and China, stoking fears that Europe may have little influence over development of AI. Citing a draft proposal, the Financial Times reports that the new strategy will aim to provide security and resilience while boosting the bloc's industrial competitiveness. The final version of the strategy is set to be presented on Tuesday. Norway is dealing with the aftermath of Storm Amy, which has caused extensive damage across the country. More than 120,000 households remain without electricity. Utility companies say it may take several days to restore power. Roofs have been damaged, trees uprooted, and more than 170 roads closed due to flooding and debris. The Norwegian Water Resources and Energy Directorate explained flood and landslide warnings on Saturday, noting that some rivers have not yet reached their peak levels. Authorities are monitoring areas at risk of landslide as cleanup work continues and more weather disruptions are possible. And with that, we conclude this edition of World News. But for more news, update, and commentary, please stay tuned to TVP World.